All right, everyone, welcome. And today I wanted to start by saying it's unfortunate that we do have a confirmed Kirk Cousins rupture of his right Achilles. And today I'm going to go out and break down the video of what I saw and some of the things that I think led to this injury. All right, so right off, this is the clip that everybody's familiar with. Kirk Cousins putting a lot of weight on that right heel down into the ground, having a snap of that calf unit, that rupture of the Achilles, and then subsequent inability to walk. This is very unfortunate for Kirk Cousins, and I do feel for him. Here's another clip of him kind of coming after that right foot, and this is the part that caused him to have that Achilles tear. So here he is, he's dropping back, he's looking left, and he's on that right foot. He's pushing forward a little bit with that left foot, and then he makes kind of this goofy little step here, looking down, and then kind of slams from midair. He's no longer touching the ground there, and then that right foot on the heel with those toes dorsiflex towards the knee, putting that Achilles tendon in a stretched and compromised state as it is, asking a lot of push off from that calf, from that tendon, and then I believe that's where the snap occurred. And you can kind of see that right foot, that right heel, rotate a bit more into the grass. He's already in a pronated state, and this is probably just a not good setup for the Achilles, and you can kind of see the ripple of that calf happen as he pushes off. And then, as you know, he feels it immediately, guards the ball, and then goes down. You can tell that he knew something was wrong, something was up. And I wanted to show a little video about the animation here that explains this quite well. So thinking about the foot when it is walking and when you are running in a nice neutral alignment, meaning that the toes and the foot and lower leg are acting as a unit to absorb shock during running and activity. You come down on a phalangeal joint, and then the absorption of impact is through the foot, down through the ankle, and then eventually to the calf. So in our situation, his toes are already pointing towards that tibia or towards his knee in a dorsiflex position, putting strain on his calf and his tendon as it is. And then as you see in the video, he is asking a lot of that calf, of that tendon, and this injury just shows it's stretched like this, and then you can kind of see the rupture occur here. Obviously, this is not his image, this is an animation here. And it should be noted that the Achilles tendon is actually the comminution of three individual muscles, the calf muscle and then that soleus muscle, all coming together to form the Achilles tendon. And usually a rupture, a tear, does happen in what's called the watershed zone. And you can see from this, the whiteness here is a good example. There's just not a lot of blood perfusion happening there, and that's just kind of your maximum zone of impact, and that's usually where you get your tear. It's unfortunate that this happened for Kirk Cousins here. Here's another clip of the Minneapolis news. Here is him kind of, again, sidestepping on that right foot, and you can kind of see the ripple of the calf unit as he goes to take that next step. He is going down. So there it is. You can see the ripple and then the pronation, that inward rotation of that heel as it makes contact with the ground. And that is just that structure giving way. And then he goes to step, and it's just not happening. Kirk knew something was going on, so he just planted himself. I believe we have beat this into the ground. It should be noted that, yes, there was a lot of talk about Achilles injury and all that from the clinical, gestalt of a lot of people, but it's nice to have an MRI confirmation on the field. He likely got what was called a squeeze test or Thompson test, which I'll show a picture of that on the screen here to indicate whether or not the Achilles does make contact with the rest of the foot, and it kind of gives you a good yay or nay of that. The MRI typically just kind of goes along with everything and gives an absolute confirmation, but in these high stake injuries, you want to be 100% certain because there's a lot at stake here. All right, well, that's it for Mr. Cousins. I feel really bad for him in this injury. We'll see what his recovery timeframe looks like. You can expect maybe 6 months, but as we know with Aaron Rodgers and then kind of all the other Achilles injuries that are occurring this season, 6 months might be a high number actually for a lot of athletes. So We're going to see how he progresses along, and I will update everybody here on the channel. I appreciate you watching, and thanks. Have a nice day.